Tonight, you are not scrolling. You are not safe. You are not distant from history. You are standing in mud. You're a soldier in World War I. The year is 1916. The sky above you is the color of wet ash. The air tastes like metal and smoke. Somewhere in the distance, artillery thunders. Not once, not twice, but endlessly. You tighten your grip on your rifle. You are not a hero. You are not a villain. You are 19 years old, and this is your world now. You didn't think it would be like this. When you enlisted, the posters were bright and bold. Flags waved, bands played, men in crisp uniforms smiled confidently from recruitment pamphlets. Politicians promised glory, newspapers promised honor, your friends promised adventure. They said the war would be over by Christmas. That was 2 Christmases ago. Now you stand in a trench carved into the earth like a wound that refuses to heal. The walls are reinforced with rotting wood. Water pools around your boots. Rats move without fear. They are fat, fearless, and used to the sound of shell fire. You are used to it, too. That frightens you more than the guns. You wake before dawn because sleep is shallow here. The cold crawls through your coat. Your hands ache. The man beside you snores softly, his helmet tilted over his eyes. You wonder if he's dreaming of home. You try not to. Home feels unreal now. Instead, you focus on routine. Check rifle. Check ammunition. Adjust helmet. Listen for orders. The sergeant walks down the trench, his boots splashing through mud. His voice is steady, but you see it in his eyes. The exhaustion, the knowledge. Today might be the day. You nod when he looks at you. You always nod. Across the barren stretch of land in front of you lies no man's land. It is not land. It is destruction. Barbed wire coils like steel thorns. Shell craters fill with stagnant water. Broken trees stand like charred bones. Somewhere out there, bodies lie half-buried, uniforms blending into the earth. You try not to look too closely, because once you see them clearly, you cannot unsee them. The whistle blows. It cuts through the morning like a blade. Your heart slams against your ribs. The ladder is in front of you. You hesitate for half a second, just enough time to feel the weight of fear. Then you climb. The moment your boots hit open ground, the world explodes. Machine guns chatter. Artillery screams overhead. Dirt erupts beside you. Men fall. Some shout. Some don't make a sound at all. You run because stopping means dying. Your lungs burn. Your legs feel heavy. The distance to the enemy trench feels impossible. You trip. For a second, your face is pressed into the mud. You smell soil, smoke, and something coppery. You push yourself up. A bullet snaps past your ear. You don't think, you just move. This is not glory. This is survival. You make it to a crater. 2 other soldiers dive in beside you. One is bleeding from his arm. The other is shaking so badly he can't speak. You reload with trembling hands. You don't know how long you've been there. Time collapses in battle. Minutes feel like hours. Hours feel like seconds. Eventually, the order comes to fall back. Retreat. You crawl, run, stumble, and somehow return to your trench. You are alive, but not all of you made it back. That night, silence feels louder than gunfire. You sit with your back against the trench wall. Someone passes around weak tea. It tastes like dirt. You drink it anyway. Across from you, a new recruit stares into nothing. He hasn't spoken since the attack. You remember when you were like him. Fresh. Naive. Certain of things. Now you are certain of very little. You write a letter home. You never describe the worst parts. You talk about weather. You talk about comrades. You tell your mother you are fine. You are not fine. But she does not need to know that. Days blur into weeks. Rain turns the trenches into rivers. Your boots never dry. Your socks rot. Trench foot becomes a whispered threat. You clean your rifle obsessively because it is the one thing you can control. Sometimes, at night, flares rise into the sky. For a few seconds, the battlefield glows white and ghostly. Shadows stretch across no man's land. You freeze, afraid of being seen. In those moments, you wonder about the men in the opposite trench. Are they cold too? Are they afraid? Do they write letters home? The thought unsettles you, because if they are like you, then this war is stranger than you imagined. Gas. The first time it comes, you don't understand what you're seeing. A greenish cloud rolls across the ground. It looks almost harmless. Then someone shouts, "Masks on!" Your fingers fumble. You pull the mask over your face. The rubber smells awful. Your breathing echoes inside your own head. Around you, chaos erupts. One man is too slow. He coughs. Then he screams. The sound haunts you. Afterward, you sit shaking, mask still on, long after the cloud has passed. You realize war is not just bullets. It is suffocation. It is terror. It is waiting for something invisible to kill you. Winter arrives. Snow falls gently over a landscape that does not deserve beauty. It settles on barbed wire and broken helmets. For a moment, everything looks almost peaceful. You think about Christmas again. Last year, there were rumors of a truce, soldiers singing across trenches, exchanging small gifts. Proof that humanity still flickered beneath uniforms, but this year feels different. The war has grown harsher, angrier, longer. Hope is thinner now. One morning, you are assigned to carry a wounded man back from the front line. He is heavier than you expect. His blood soaks into your coat. He grips your arm, whispering something about home. You tell him he'll make it. You don't know if that's true. He stops speaking halfway back. You keep carrying him anyway. When you finally set him down, you stare at your hands. They are red. For a long time, you cannot move. Something inside you shifts that day. You are still 19, but you feel ancient. The months grind on. You learn the sounds of different shells. You learn to sleep through distant bombardments. You learn not to flinch at every crack. You stop counting how many friends you've lost. Counting hurts too much. Instead, you focus on small things. A shared joke, a letter from home, a rare dry pair of socks. These become treasures. You discover that survival is not only about dodging bullets. It is about holding on to pieces of yourself. Then comes another major offensive. You prepare in silence. No one talks about glory anymore. No one talks about quick victories. You check your gear with mechanical precision. The whistle blows again. You climb again. This time, you do not hesitate. Fear is still there, but it is quieter now, like a familiar companion. You move forward with grim determination. The battlefield is chaos, but you are steady within it. You are not reckless. You are resolved. Hours later, you find yourself inside a captured trench. The enemy has retreated. The cost was high. Too high. You look around at the destruction. Mud, smoke, broken equipment, silence. You expected triumph. Instead, you feel tired. So very tired. In 1918, whispers spread. The war might be ending. You don't allow yourself to believe it at first. You've heard rumors before. But the shelling grows less frequent. The attacks slow. Officers speak in cautious tones. Then, one morning, the guns stop. Completely. The silence is overwhelming. You stand in the trench, waiting for the next explosion. It doesn't come. Someone laughs. A wild, disbelieving sound. Another man cries. You just stand there, unsure how to feel. After years of noise, silence feels unnatural. When the armistice is announced, cheers erupt. Hats are thrown into the air. Men embrace. Some fall to their knees. You feel relief. You feel grief. You feel confusion. The war is over. But what does that mean for you? You return home months later. The streets are decorated. People wave flags. Bands play again. Just like when you left. They call you brave. They call you heroes. You smile politely. But they do not see the trenches in your mind. They do not hear the artillery when doors slam. They do not feel the weight of men you carried who never made it back. You are home. But part of you is still in the mud of France. At night, you sometimes wake suddenly, heart pounding. For a split second, you expect to see trench walls around you. Instead, you see your childhood bedroom. It feels smaller now. You are not the same person who left. War has carved lines into your thoughts. It has taught you how fragile life is. It has shown you the worst, and strangely, the best of humanity. Courage under fire, loyalty in chaos, kindness in darkness. You are still 19, but you carry years inside you. History will remember the war as numbers. Millions dead. Nations redrawn. Empires collapsed. But history will not fully capture what it felt like to be you. To stand in a trench at dawn, to climb a ladder under gunfire, to write letters pretending everything was fine, to survive when others did not. You were a soldier in World War I, not a symbol, not a statistic, a human being. And though the guns have fallen silent, the echo of that world remains, in you and in the memory of a generation forever changed.